There we go. All right. Welcome, everybody, to our July 23 Zoom, our Team Connect. It's always fun to connect with you guys on a Monday night. I always look forward to it. And yeah, I would love to hear some good news before we get started. Who's got some good news from in the past week? You guys are rocking it on the July Jumpstart, I have to say. I'm so proud of you. You guys, I mean, I am. I'm just thrilled, and I hope it's helping you guys a lot to have something to do each day, right? Helps. To get you in good habits that you're going to continue forever. Good habits. Who's got some good news? Holly's got her 6th TLC. Woohoo! Go Holly. That is awesome because you really just started working on that how long ago? Maybe. When did you really start working your business?
Maybe the past month and a half, maybe.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. I would say probably June and July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. What's your goal for TLCs?
Well, I'd like to get 58 like the one, but you know. Well,
you will.
Yeah. So my goal is to get one per week.
Good.
So far,
you're on track.
Making that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. It's going to be some nice forever income for you. Yay.
Yeah.
We love that. All right. Who else has some good news?
I do.
Hi, Sam.
Okay, so I got 2 TLCs just last week.
Yay!
I've never gotten 1 week. So, and I had someone, I did that eye cream special today.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have somebody want the eye cream, but they also want the anti-aging. So once I place that order, I'll hit my 1,000 there.
Nice.
So,
woo-hoo! Congratulations.
So as soon as I place it,
and it's, we have 9 days left in the month. So just think, you could be a 2,000-aire. Who knows?
I wish.
That's awesome, though. That'll be the first time that you hit 1,000, right? No, or did you do it last month?
No, I made it to like 930 one month.
Oh, okay.
So I'm $170 shy right now, but with the 2 anti-agings and the eye cream, I'll hit it. So.
Yeah, you'll be over. Way to go, girl. That's awesome. That's my focus too in the next 48 hours. I just did a live on the anti-aging serums, and I'm offering my current clients, a special on those. So I haven't really hit those too hard yet, but I'm gonna now because I know what it's done for me and my neck and my furrows, and so I want everybody else to experience it too. So, any other good news?
Game changer. The moment you take singing to the next level.
All right. Well, you guys, I thought we'd talk tonight about, is there any specific questions that you have that you want to make sure you get answered? Because that's what this is for. So is there anything that's been like, oh, I've been meaning to ask about this, or I'd really like to learn more about this? And even if we don't have time tonight to do it, to talk about it, that could be something we do in the near future. So is there anything specific that you are looking to have help with or need answers for? Ideas? Just everything, right? Nothing specific? Okay. All right. So Tammy and I were talking about this today, and we were talking about how important it is and how much of a difference it can be to be prepared when you're, meeting somebody in person, and that you close your appointments, that you have a purpose when you're closing. Because when I learned how to do an effective open and close to my parties and my, consultations, that's when I really became a top seller. Because of course I believed in the products and people knew that, but your opening and your closing really are the most important thing. We were taught that when we were doing spas and parties and things like that. Oh, Pam is there. Pam, I didn't know you were there. I forgot to arrow over. And Tammy's there. Welcome, ladies. Yay. Okay. So if you have a question or comment or something you want to talk about, please type it in or unmute yourself. But, learning questions to ask, learning when to be quiet, things like that can all be, really important. I know when I used to be so nervous, you guys. I was for years. I sometimes still get nervous, but when I would get nervous, I would like keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. And I think, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but you can literally talk people right out of something, because if you don't shut up and be quiet and listen to what they need, you can talk them right out of it. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about being prepared. I actually updated the supply list, and I don't like to talk about, supplies, but yet it's just being prepared. And Tammy had a really good story about how she had to be flexible. So Tammy, remind me that we talk about that in a minute, okay? When you were going in and doing facials with a couple of friends. So here's a couple of things. Of course, you want to have all your products opened, right? And I'm going to post this, you guys, or I did post it actually last week in the file section, so you don't have to write this all down. But I think sometimes, seeing a visual can make a big difference, and it can be very helpful. So, of course, all of your products, you want to have access to water or a spray bottle. I just always bring my spray bottle just in case we don't have access to water, because then you can do a hand facial, you can do a quick facial, with as long as you have water. A washcloth for the face, obviously, and there are disposable ones available, which I used in the previous company, and I'd like to get a hold of some more because they were nice and thick and wonderful, and you could just throw them away. So, for those of you who might be doing larger groups or whatever, that is a really nice option, not to come home with dirty washcloths. So washcloth, and then a hand towel for them, or even just a thick paper towel that they can, kind of pat their hands on if they're wet. Okay? So I've got that. I like to have a mirror for each guest. Doesn't matter what kind you have. Of course, spatulas for dispensing the product. Pam, I'm going to mute you a minute. Okay, Pam's muted. Okay, headbands, right, to keep their hair off their face. Now, some people don't like to use them. I don't force them. Okay, I ask them if they would like to. Cotton pads for your tonic. And then here's more like some paper supplies. So I'm going to go back here. And you want to have your index cards with your benefits and features on them. And the toughest thing for me is, because I really end up memorizing them, is to actually read them or pretend I'm reading them. And the reason you want to do that is because if somebody's thinking about doing what you're doing, it needs to look so simple that she can be like, oh, she's just reading. I could do that. Okay? That's a very powerful thing, is to be duplicable. If you make it so complicated and like, I don't know. That was one thing I really struggled with in the past, was because I wanted to be professional. I wanted to tell them everything. But then people looked at me like I could never do what you do. And that is not a good thing, you guys. It's not a good thing. So read, or at least pretend you're reading from here. All right. There. Pam, I'm not sure where you're going or what you're doing, but I felt like we were following you around the house. So I'm going to mute your video for now. Okay, so your note cards. Then I use these, what I call a set sheet. And it's in our file section. How many of you guys use this? Or a set sheet? Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Holly does. Okay. All right. And Tam, I know Tammy's using one. Okay. I love a set sheet, have always loved a set sheet. Again, one of the things that helped me be a top seller for years, because it kind of like brings everything together. Some people are visual. Some people hear things. Some people need to see things. it's really important that you are able to connect with both kinds. Okay. So I love this set sheet. And the reason is because it talks about the four, the core four, the regular price, and then the TLC price in red. So that brings you right into TLC. So when people say, how much is it? Or whatever, or if they haven't said that at the end, I'll say, can I share with you, how you can, you are able to get these products? And they always say yes. I mean, always. I've never ever had anybody say no. But this brings you right into TLC, and then it has the advanced treatments at the TLC price, and they can choose. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. Before and after pictures, I think are very powerful. I've got Megan's rosacea picture. I need to get a few more printed. I'm going to get us the sunburn one printed, and I think the psoriasis one. This one, I'd like to have one for each, like one for acne, one for anti-aging, one for the dark circles. This is the acne. We can now use Paula's daughter's picture, which was so powerful. I don't know if you guys saw that. Paula Cullen had a picture of, I think, a month out and then 2 months out. And I also use this one. I just think this one is so powerful, of the basically welts around her mouth. So, have 5 or 6 of those printed up. Now, I went to like a photo place and had them printed up because I wanted good quality pictures. I paid about, I don't know, $3 or $4 a picture, but they're in page protectors and I'll be able to continue to use them again and again. So if you guys have a better idea on that, I would love to hear it. I just wanted to make sure that, it was good quality. Tammy, what's up, girl? How do you raised your hand. Now what do I do?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. I was just saying, raising my hand that I do use the set sheet.
Oh, okay, good. Good, all right. I'm learning something new every week about this technology. And the note cards before and after pictures, of course, have your phone so that you can place orders or a laptop handy. I like to always have my beauty bucks. I like to offer $5 beauty bucks or true cash to anybody that does the TLC option. It's just, you guys, this is a smart thing because they have to use it on a future purchase and they may or may not use it, right? So it's no money out of your pocket today. And hopefully they will use it on a product that, maybe they wouldn't have tried, in the future. So I love the beauty bucks. I also have the TLC enrollment forms handy. And that's because if you're having problems with technology, which that is sometimes my luck, or they're just in a huge hurry and somebody's using your laptop to, create an account and that next person needs to leave, you can say, hey, guess what? Just put your information here and I'll put it in for you. Or if they just are not, technology just scares them, just get their information, you guys, and put it in yourself. Have you guys done this?
Yes.
Before? Okay. Yeah, it's so easy. You're going to create a username and a password for them. I usually just take the first letter of their first name and then their last name, so like P. Driesinga. And then maybe even take their phone number as the password. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy and crazy and, 12 digits or anything like that. And then make sure you write it down because if you need to go into their account at any point and add something or whatever, you've got that information.
Pam?
Yeah, go ahead.
One suggestion. I save their username and password in my contact information in my phone.
You are
where
so
I have
smart.
Their
Yeah.
name and address and phone number. I just add that as a note in my phone, and so it's always there.
That is brilliant, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Yes, they do forget, Pam. They do forget. And if they do forget, we can't if we don't have that information, we can't get it from True Aura. True Aura will email it to them, but not to us. And it's a good thing. All this privacy is a good thing, but there's just, you know, so much that we can do for them. So it is good to have that information. And oh, the other thing, which I didn't have on the list, I forgot, is if you have these cards, the instruction cards that we get printed from Vistaprint. I love these cards, you guys, and they're not that expensive. I mean, I don't know, how many of you are using these? Sam is, okay. I put these in my samples. I put them in my travel bag. I give them to anybody that buys products. And then I usually just circle or highlight the products that they're getting. And as I'm telling them, okay, Sarah, make sure you use 2 to 3 pumps, you know, and then cleanser, tonic. Sometimes you feel like you're telling them like 3 times, but it's okay, you guys, because they forget. I mean, it's not their first priority for most people. And I just had a client today who has really sensitive skin, really bad rosacea. I gave her products like 2 months ago, and anyways, it's a long story, but I got them back from her today, and she hadn't even used the day lotion or the night cream, and very little bit of the cleanser and the tonic, so she didn't get best results. She's older, and I did tell her, you guys, I told her, but you know, some people just don't get it. So I felt really bad. But she never even used the moisturizer. So obviously it's not going to, you know, work that great then. So you can't tell people enough or remind them enough or check in with them enough. Okay. So Tammy, would you share with us how you did your lunchtime facials today or this week? Was it this week or last week?
It was last Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, this friend and I had been trying to get together for quite some time, and we at one point we were going to have as many as 6 people, and then it kind of dwindled down to just her and a friend. And she said, and I'm providing lunch. I said, okay, you don't have to do that, but that's fine. So I got there, and she said, well, my friend isn't going to be here until 12:15, and she has to leave at 1. So we're just going to eat lunch while you talk. So she had a really nice lunch prepared, and we just sat around and chatted and ate, and I just interjected all the way through and taught him about probiotics and talked about the benefits of the product. And then as we finished eating, I did a little hand facial on both of them. Okay. And the hostess signed up for TLC.
Nice.
So we just made it work.
Awesome. And you were flexible.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not what you planned, and, you know, probably not ideal, you know, but you made it work. And I love that. And I think that's such an important point, is that we just have to be flexible with what works for our clients and our guests. Mm-hmm. You know, you can expect things, and you definitely can. And especially if you're going to be doing larger groups, you know, hostess coaching is a really big part of that. That's something I learned to do. And I would say, you know, if you're going to have any refreshments, keep them simple, wait till afterwards, because I'm going to keep your hands really, really busy, you know, so that would be going into a larger group, a party at night. But you just had to do what you could do, you know, mm-hmm. you go with the flow. So I love that. That's great. I'm going to share with you just a couple of what I would call maybe selling tips for you guys, maybe some verbiage. And Tammy, maybe you can help me out with this too, because I know we talked about this last week. Mm-hmm. One thing to, you know, as you're doing your introduction, I like to ask them, what do you know about probiotic skincare? Most people will go, don't know. Do you take probiotics? And there's maybe 20 or 25% that do. Do you know why you take probiotics? Most of them don't. They just know it's good for them. So I kind of explain that, you know, as we've talked about, you know, how that good bacteria helps you be healthy in your gut. And the same thing is with your skin. So I kind of try to relate those two, because most people have heard about gut health or whatever. They've at least heard of it. So we, you know, talk a little bit about that. I talk about what makes the products unique. You know, really, you don't have to put down any other products. You just need to talk about what sets your products apart. You know, we're the perfect trifecta of clean, and make sure they know what clean is. Most people don't know what clean is. It's free of all harmful and irritating ingredients, artificial dyes and fragrances and gluten and, you know, not tested on animals. Make sure you're telling them that. Probiotic based, and it's anti-aging. So, you know, we're the only direct sales company that has a combination of those three. People want to know, what's it going to do for me? They want to know benefits and features, and that's where the note cards come in handy. And Tammy's also done a fabulous video on our YouTube channel on the benefits and features of our products. So the more you know one feature and one benefit of each product, that's basically all you need to know at this point. Okay, you're going to learn more as you go, but you're going to find yourself saying the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, and then before you get actually started, this is all before you're even doing it on their face, if you have the time, ask them what their skin concerns are. Okay, go around the room and say, you ladies, tell me, what are your skin concerns? If I was your skincare genie, what would you want me to do for your skin? And they'll tell you, you know, age spots, wrinkles, you know, acne, dark circles. You're going to hear the same thing over and over. But then you know that that's what you're going to focus on as you talk about the product, right? And then at the end, you can go right back to that. And I used to actually, no, I don't have my little clipboard with me. I have a little clipboard, and I would actually write it down. I would write down, Tammy, dark circles, Holly, acne, you know, so that I could remember in my head. And then at the end, you can go back and say, okay, now, Holly, does it make sense, you know, what I was talking about with this product and, you know, it fighting your acne, clearing up your acne? And Holly'd be like, yeah, we talked, you know, we did. So you're kind of affirming that your product can help with whatever concern that they had. And that has been super, super helpful for me to do that. And then it can actually help you customize too. Comments on that? Questions?
I think I posted a document in our files that had pictures and different skin concerns. Did I ever post that?
I don't know.
It's a really neat form, and I just hand that out at the beginning. I laminated.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll have wrinkles, dark
yes.
circles. You know, it's got all, and then they just put a check mark on it, or they just put a little circle it or whatever. And I did
yes.
I laminated it so I could use dry erase markers and wipe it off.
Thank you. I remember you talking about it, and I think you did post it, Tammy, but we'll check and make sure. Mm-hmm. I've got to do that. I've got to do that when I get more of my pictures printed up. I've been meaning to do that, so thank you for reminding me of that. Every time I hear that, I'm like, that's such a good idea. See, that's why we do these. I love it. Mm-hmm. A couple of things as you're, you know, working, you know, as you're thinking about your clothes. Remember that no one likes to be sold to, but everybody likes to buy. You guys like to buy? Do you like to go shopping? We all do, right? But we don't want to be sold to. So when you do what we were just talking about, the benefits and the features, and you're sharing how you can fill a need, how you can help take care of their skin, that's what they're there for, or they wouldn't be sitting in that chair. You don't have to sell to them, right? You're filling a need, and you got to remember, ladies, they want everything that you showed them. They do. We used to have a set in Beauty Control called the I Deserve It All set. Tammy, do you remember that?
Yes.
And I don't know how much it was, $300 or $250 or something. And they'd be like, well, I want it all, you know, but, you know, I can't afford it all tonight or whatever. And some good thing, you know, you can say things like, you know, what is your budget? What is your beauty budget? Because most people come expecting to spend a certain amount. I think if it's like a party atmosphere, I think it's, what is it, about 50 or 60, Tammy? I don't even know what the average is right now.
Yeah, I'd say 60 to 75 probably. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. We should find that out.
Mhm.
I know that when I've sat down with people individually right here in my studio, I mean, they'll say to me, you know, I was expecting to spend about $200, or I was expecting to spend about $100. I mean, they come in with that expectation. Usually they end up spending more than what they thought they were going to spend. But they all kind of have that expectation. So help them figure out a way to get it. If they want more than what they can afford that night, you know, share your referral program with them. Share our brand new hostess program that's, you know, coming out this week or next. We're going to have a brand new hostess program. That might be something that you might want to talk about with her. So they want it. Remember, they want it. You got to help them figure out a way to get it. Okay. And if all possible, make sure they're on the core 4 as opposed to just like 2 products. Okay. If they say that, well, you know, I don't know if I'd use all the steps, or I'm sure you guys have heard that. I've heard it a million times. And I would say, you know what? Right now you're cleansing and moisturizing, right? Everybody cleanses and moisturizes, hopefully. They're like, yeah, okay, well, you're adding one step. You're adding the tonic. And I'm just saying it's going to work so much better if you use it as a package. I can guarantee the results when you use it as a package. And I learned this long ago. You can say anything with a smile and a nod. Okay? Smile and nod, and they'll be nodding right back at you. I mean, it's funny. So be honest. If you sell them, you know, 2 things, it's not going to work as well as the core 4, right? It's just not. So you're just sharing that with them. And I'll say things like, you know what, I know you're going to love it. I know you will absolutely love it. You just have to use it. I can't make you use it, but I know if you use it, you will love it. And people trust me. They're going to trust you too, because you're being honest with them and upfront with them, and you're not trying to sell them something that they don't need. You know, and people will say that if they're, you know, 25, do I need any of the advanced, you know, really the eye cream I recommend, but the other 2, you don't really need those right now unless you want to get started on them, right? So they appreciate that. One other thing, and then I'll ask you guys for questions. You know, as they give them each a set sheet, and then I explain it, and then they all, you know, they're all looking at it, and at that point I'll say, okay. And by the way, you guys, Carmen did an awesome video on our YouTube channel, also on a launch party, and a lot of these tips are in there. So go there also. You're going to learn more from her. She'll say, you know, if you know you're ready to do TLC, I've got my laptop right here. Let's go ahead and get you in there and create an account. And somebody will be like, yep, I know I want to do that. I got to get going. You know, people are like either going to be, yep, I know what I want, or they're going to have questions and they're going to need to talk to you. So the ones that know what they want, get them started. Okay. And if they're not saying anything, I'll just say, hey, Sam, just tell me what you're thinking. Just tell me what you're thinking. It sounds like such a simple question, but she can't say yes or no, right? Because we want to ask open-ended questions. And she'll be like, well, what did you say about, you know, then she'll ask questions or whatever. So I don't know, it's just a really good question that has worked for me. You know, tell me what you're thinking. And then they do. And it might be something completely different than what you thought they were thinking. Many times I'm surprised by what the words that come out of their mouth, because I'm assuming things, right? Don't assume. Tammy, do you have any comments or additions to that?
Yeah, right before I hand out the set sheet, and as I'm kind of wrapping up, I usually say this. Let me tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 3 things. The first thing is I'm looking for other people that want to help me get our story out there. That's kind of my recruiting thing, and I talk about
like
that. The second thing I'm looking for are groups of people to get in front of, maybe a handful of friends at your house, or maybe your workplace or your club meeting. And I throw out several suggestions of where we could get together with a group. And then the third thing I'm looking for are happy clients. And then I go right into, this is how you can shop.
I like that a lot. Thank you for sharing that. And she's kind of starting at the top of the mountain, right? So, and I like how you said, share our story. That's good.
Share our story.
Yeah. Or our vision or mission or whatever that we have to help people have healthy, happy skin, right? With clean products.
Yep.
And then you're talking about groups and then happy clients. And everybody wants to be a happy client, right?
Yeah.
And then do they say to you, yeah, I want to be a happy client, or I have a group or whatever? They kind of identify themselves.
I have a door prize slip that I have them fill out at the end.
Okay.
And then I give away, different things. Maybe it's just a set of 3-day samples until they get their products. It could be, beauty bucks or something like that. So I just fill out the door prize ticket, and on there, one of the options is I want to have people over.
Yep. I like that. Don't be afraid to ask for the sale, ladies. Okay. They are there because they love your products. They trust you and they want to buy. Okay. Now, how much they can buy or how they can buy, that's your job to help them figure it out. But if you don't ask for the sale, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm one of those people that if you want something from me, just ask me, right? I'm just kind of one of those bottom line people. So I kind of, if somebody's trying to, I don't know, they're not trying to sell me something, but whatever, and they don't just come right out and ask, I'm kind of like, I'm just kind of waiting for you to ask. Maybe that's just my personality. I don't know. And probably because I've been in sales for 31 years, but ask for the sale. Be confident enough to ask for the sale. I mean, people want to be, they want to do business with you because they trust you and you're confident. You don't have to know it all. Just be confident in what you do know. And I think that's super, super important. Yeah. What other questions do you guys have or comments? Are you guys comfortable with TLC and explaining that to people, keeping it simple? Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up if you are. Or do we need to practice some of that? Sarah is. Holly is, obviously. She just got her 6-1. I think most everybody on here gets it. But if you need to practice that, it's okay. Practice is really powerful. Even writing it out and then saying it out loud is really, really powerful. So I would recommend you do that with your clothes. Actually, in my previous life, I was challenged to do that, to write it out. And it's powerful to do that. And then I would challenge my team to do it. And they said the same thing. Like when they actually wrote it out and then, we're reading it, it's like, then they had to kind of have a system for it instead of just winging it. I mean, you can wing it to a point, but honestly, when it comes to your clothes, you better have your stuff ready to, you better have it, put it on the index card. It's okay. Be like, okay, what I'm really looking for, one of these 3 things. And then you can say, okay, did I show them the before and after pictures? You can show it to them at the end or the beginning. It doesn't matter. And then go into your set sheets. Like even the order of what you do things in, really, really, really important because it has to be work for you. Okay. Holly, I think the open and close are very important. Very much need practice with this, and love the calendar challenges. Good. Yeah. Well, Holly, if you do want practice with it, I would encourage you guys, challenge you guys to write it out. Write out your close. I promise you, you will be a better closer. You'll be more confident. It'll be more fun. That was the best part for me. I love the close. Like, I love the close because, okay, I've done all this, and now it's like, okay, now it's time for me to help you get what you're looking for. Okay. Any other comments? Is there something, one more thing I want to share with you? But if you have questions or comments, please, we love those. Is this helpful, you guys? Awesome. Thanks, Holly. Okay. So how can you get products in their hands, right? Sometimes it's like, I don't even know how to order them, their products. So, of course, there's different ways we can do it. TLC, they're going to go into, I do most of it on my laptop. I have not done a lot of it on my phone, just because I'm much more comfortable with my laptop. It's easier to, whatever. But it can be done by sending them the app, and then they go in, create an account, and enroll as a TLC, or they can order retail, right, on your app or on your website. Either way, they need to create an account to be a retail customer or a TLC customer, okay? So there's those options. And then if you do have anything in stock, excuse me, I do stock, like I usually have 2 or 3 sets on hand of just the Core 4 and then maybe, a couple of eye creams. And that's because, several reasons. My clients were used to that from the past, but then I had lots of products on hand, and now I have just a little bit of product on hand. And I'm going to give you 2 circumstances where having product on hand saved a sale for me. So a couple of weeks ago, you guys have heard my story about the gal from church that got the really bad sunburn. So she contacted me on a Sunday. She had got the sunburn on Saturday. She could hardly walk. Her legs were so burned. And she's like, do you have that stuff on hand? Because I'll come over and get it. And she did. She was here an hour later. So would she have waited to get it, 5 days later? Probably not. So that's just, that was a sale for me because I had it on hand. And then Saturday, I had a bride here, and we were doing makeup, and she's like, I'm really interested in your skincare. And her wedding is August 17, which is, 3 weeks out or 4 weeks out. And she said, do you have that in stock? Because I want to take it home today. And I showed her the TLC option, and she's like, no, I'd rather just pay retail today. And then if I like it, I can do that later. So, if you can have a set or so in stock, it's kind of a nice thing because it might save you a sale. Okay. Some clients don't want to wait. They can't wait. Or if you've ever had this where they're going out of town, I get this all the time. I'm out of my night cream. Oh, I had that Saturday too. A client texted me and said, I'm out of my night cream. I didn't realize I was that low. I'm like, well, I'm heading out the door, but I'll put one in the garage for you. And I did, and she left me a check. So I do sell retail, and I just, you can use kind of something like this for that, just to write up the orders. It's a carbon list, so she gets a copy and I keep a copy. So that is an option for you too. So, and then of course, I order my own products that I need with their products. I put it all in one order. I don't charge them shipping unless I have to physically ship it to them. But if they pick it up here, I don't charge them shipping. That's just my preference. So, all right, guys, tell me what was the best thing you learned tonight? What was something new that you learned? And Holly, you said something on the team page a week or so ago about following up, because that's the next most important thing. Know your 2 + 2 + 2 so that you're following up with them in a couple of days. If they have their products home with them, you're making sure they love it. You're thanking them for their order. 2 weeks in, again, make sure everything's going great. And then 2 months, because she's either going to need more product, or if she's TLC, she's going to be getting another shipment. You want to let her know that it's coming. Does she want to add anything to her order? So again, there's a video on the YouTube channel on follow-up, which I think you'll find really, really helpful. So Is that what you use, stack of note cards? You talking about this, Holly? Yeah, okay. I do. Tanya had just given me these. They're super cute. They're color coordinated. So I just started using these. I did have them on bigger index cards, and then I just put them. I like a little clipboard over there that I can just write on. At least I think it is. Oh, wait, hold on. It's right here. So this is what I was doing. It's just a little clipboard, and then I would have some blank papers for their names and their skin concerns when I was doing, larger groups. And people are fine with you writing stuff down. I mean, they know I'm 55 and I can't remember everything anymore. So, they're fine with that. So this one was just cute, a ring so you can move it around. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Okay? Keep it simple, but whatever works for you. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. And remember, next week, we won't have a Zoom on Monday because our August Team Social will be on Wednesday, same time, 8:30. And then, of course, we're going to have a ton of new stuff to share with you from Empower. So make sure you're here next week, Wednesday. And you're gonna hear and see us from Empower. You're gonna probably hear us screaming from Dallas, right, ladies? We are so excited. And next year, if you're not going this year, please plan on joining us next year because it can be truly life-changing. We're super excited. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions or comments or want to practice something with me, I'm here for you. Tammy's here for you. We're all here for you. So, all right, guys. Have a great night. Keep working on your Jumpstart challenges, and we'll see you soon.